login, first there should be backend URL, right? So what is the backend URL, ma? User controller, there is a login, right? Okay, click on login. So what is the details it is asking? Username and password. Okay. So if it is giving a username and password, it will return true or false. Like it will return the model. Whether if you are successfully login, it will return something. Okay. So what is the username and how to get a username and password? I can go for try it out, execute. So my username is abc@gmail.com and password is something pwd. We need to give these details only. We should not. If you want to give your own details, you can write a create login. Okay. So first we'll try in the Postman. Okay. So click on login, try it out. My password is this one. My username is abc@gmail.com. Execute. What it is written? It is written a status code is some. It should written 200, but it is written successfully logged in, right? So and the status code is 200. So if it is returning 200, that means your login is working fine. Suppose I am giving a wrong username or wrong password, which is not available. Okay, I am giving AABB. So since this is a definitely wrong, correct, right? So let me try to execute. This time, see what is the error I am getting it? 401. 401 means what is the error? You don't have the permission. Correct, right? You are getting right. Okay. So first we need to call this service. And if you are not getting an error, then only we say successfully logged in. Okay. So let us go to our code. Already we have code, right? Let us go to our code localhost. What is the port number, ma? 4200, right? So let me give 420001 now. Okay. Okay. Now I got it right. Okay. Let me log out. So first thing is whenever I'm logging in. So here, what is the data I should give it, ma? If I'm giving any ABCD or something like this, I should get an error. Correct, right? So first, let us go and check what is the code you have it. Okay, what is the component name? Anybody remember what is the component name? Sign in. Okay, sign in. Okay, let us go to Zoom and okay. So currently, what is the code we are writing? We are writing a checking password is admin, and we are logging in, right? So we should not write this code. Okay, whatever the username and password, we should send to the backend, and backend should give a true or false. Okay. So for that reason, let us write a one method in the service. So do you know how to write a service? Already we have service, right? User service. Okay, write one method, ma. So what is this method name? Login. Okay, I will say login. Okay. So for this login, it is required the two details, ma. What is the details it is required? Username and password. Or if you have a model also, you can write it. So let us write the. Suppose do you have any model in the sign-in component, ma? No model, right? We are taking username and password in, right? So let us write the username and password. If you want to log in, I want to require two details, right? What is the username, comma, password? Okay, both are string type. Okay, both are a string type. So that is done. Now, I want to call to backend, right? If I want to call backend, what is the service I should have it in the constructor? So I need to have one constructor, right? Write constructor. Okay. Inside the constructor, I need to do one dependency injection. What class I should write it? If I want to call a backend, I need to write HTTP client, right? Tell me what I have to write here. Private HTTP client colon HTTP client. You can keep any name here, ma. Sometimes I will keep HTTP, sometimes I will keep HTTP. Any name you can keep it. Okay, I got it. Okay, that is now okay. That is okay. Now here what I need to do here? Tell me. I will say return. Some people are missing return. Okay, this is okay. Now HTTP client dot. What is the API method? Go and check it. What type of method it is? No, we'll check it. What is the method here? Post. So now in the code, what is the code I should write it? Okay, I should say this dot. Okay, this data post. Okay, so how many first it will take the URL and second it will take the model, right? Okay, so how to get the URL, ma? I can go here and I already executed. So I can copy. This is my URL. Okay, I am copying it, and I can store in the variable, right? I will say static. So static. I will say login URL is equal to. So I just stored into this one. So whenever this is static variable, how to access it, ma? Using the class name data, class name dot variable name. Okay. Now I got the URL. What is the second it want, ma? It want the body. It want the body. So if you go to Swagger URL, we go to Swagger URL. It is looking for a object, not a username and password. It is looking for a object. Do you know how to prepare one object, ma? This one. Let us hard code this object. I will say let obj is equal to now this is an object, right? Okay. What is the properties it want required, ma? Username and password. I will say username. Okay. Colon, and I want to write the password. Okay. What is the next property name? Password. Whatever it is there, copy it. Okay. Colon. But I want to send my values, right? Where is my values are available in the top? So what is my username here? Username only. So suppose here I am keeping a. What is the name I should keep here, ma? A. Okay. So instead of writing, I will say user. You can keep any name. So I am going to keep a user. Okay, that's fine. What is my second variable name? Password. You can keep any name. So here, why I am preparing object? Anybody tell me why I am preparing object? My JSON is low. My server is asking for a object. So that is the reason I am preparing a object. Okay. Now username and password is prepared, and I am setting user and password also here. Now I need to pass this object. Okay. Obj to the here. Okay. So this will return what it will return, it will return a observable. It will return a observable. Correct, right? So but I want to do whenever an error is coming, I want to handle it. Okay. So that is the reason I will say dot pipe. So last class we have tried dot pipe, right? Okay. So inside the dot pipe, I can go for a retry. So what is use of retry, ma? If any reason if it is failing, it will go for a retry. Okay. So but I don't want. Okay. Let me remove for retry for now. I will say catch, and what is the next error, ma? Catch error. Okay. Here I will say error. Arrow symbol. Something like this. Okay. So yeah, in the finally what we have to do, we have to write a alert. Okay. Alert. What is the alert? You will say some error case. Okay. Error case. So username and password is wrong. Okay. Something username or password is wrong. Okay, that's fine. I'll say, and this is expecting one observable one. So that is the reason we will say return. Okay, and we'll say throw error. So why we are writing is we just want to handle the error, but I want to see what is the error from the server. Okay, so I will say plus something like this. So now we are done with this one service method. Okay, and where we need to call this method, ma? Where we need to call this method? Inside the sign in, right? Okay, here we have written some code, right? Okay, so here I should not write all this code. I will say first I need to inject here. How to inject? Anybody know how to inject it? Already we have a injection, that is okay. Now I need to call this method. This data user service dot login. What are the variables I should pass, ma? Username and password. I will say this data username comma this data password. Okay. What this will return? This will return the what it will return? It will return the observable. It will return the observable. So we want to subscribe the value, right? How to subscribe the value, ma? Dot subscribe. Okay. So it will return a data arrow bracket, something like this. Okay, something like that. Okay. Now, whenever we are getting an error, okay, whenever we are subscribing correctly, so this is like a, if it is working fine here, we can go for if something like this. Let us print the data alone here. Console dot log of data. What data it is coming? Based on that one, we can write the coding. Okay. So whatever it is there at the bottom, let it be doing same thing, or I can comment out, so that will not work out anything. So I just want to see the error only for now. Okay. So let us go to our code, payroll, log out and log in. So let me enter the, first I will enter the wrong name. So I want to see that 400 error. Okay. So go to network and I can make it to the right side. I want to make to the, okay. So now we'll click on continue. So now request gone right. What is the error it is saying? My username and password is wrong. And this is the error object. Object means a server is returning one object, and that object is we are not able to print it. Okay. So what is the responsibility? Okay. Yeah, what is the error? It is coming 401. So that means we are not able to print it. Okay. Let us go to console and check it the error. What it is saying? Invalid username or password. Correct, right? Okay. So now we are able to, now we'll try with the correct username and password. So what is the correct username? How to get it? So abcd@gmail.com. And password is, and what is the password? Something pwd, already I copied, right? I'm trying to go with the password. Let us click continue. Now this time, see what is the message I'm getting? It successfully login and so this is printing from my console. Okay. So if you see this code here, we will get only when our code is working fine. That means if I log in only, I will come here. Otherwise, I will not get it here. Okay. So that is the reason. So whatever the code I have written inside the login, right? So I'm going to copy everything. Okay. And I'm removing this comment and I'm pasting like this. Okay. So whatever the earlier code I'm having it, same code only I'm keeping it. Okay. So I'm saying login successfully, and this is invalid is equal to false, and whatever I'm doing like this. Okay. This one. And suppose if I want to handle the error, okay, I will say, okay. So let us try to save it right now. Working case file save all. Okay. So by default, I have given is it true here, false, and username is. Okay. So now let me try with the username and password. My username is this one. My password is, I'll try with the correct password. Okay. It is saying a login is successful. Click on OK. Now I'm able to log in out. Okay. I'll click on log out. And so if somebody is removing that username and password, let us go with the wrong username. I'm giving something wrong here. So this time what it is saying, username and password is wrong and you are not able to log in. Still we are there, right? Right? Okay. So you are able to see, you are there in the normal screen. You did not belong to other screen. Okay. So what are the things we have done so far? Tell me what I have done first. First step is I have added one service. What is the service I have added? I have added a simple method, login method. Okay. So inside the method, I will say this is .http post, and I have given the object. After that, I am using pipe to handle the error. Okay. So this is the error I want to do. Whenever an error is coming, I'm able to show the error, right? So that is okay, and I'm throwing the error. This is okay. And where I need to subscribe it, where I need to subscribe it? I need to subscribe in the there. Okay, where I need to subscribe? I need to subscribe in the handle form. This data login and subscribe. Once you subscribe it, and whatever the code you have earlier you have written, just move that code into the here. Okay, and don't write this else condition is not required. Okay, so this else condition we have to write in the other place. So where some other place. Okay. So because this else will not be coming into the top. Okay. So like file, save all. Now if you come here, okay, I'll click on login and I'll say abcd@gmail.com and password is something. Okay. Yeah, let me just. So whenever successful, so yeah, I'm able to log in. Suppose if you want to try with this one, and suppose you want to create your own username and password, correct, right? It is always giving the this Swagger is giving the only some username and password, right? If you go to get API, here it is a get API. You can call the get API. You can by default there will be 10 users now. Okay. Suppose you want to create your own user and password. Okay. Very simple. Okay. Go here and click on logout. Okay, login. So here you need to have a registration screen. Okay, click on registration. You will see one form, right? Login registration form, right? Okay. So where that registration form should call this API one. Okay. So there is a users post API is there, right? Demo API v1 is there, right? You call that API, automatically user will be created. So and you can use your own username and password. Now you know how to create your company, right? Like this, you can create a one user. So after that, you can use the same username and password, whichever you want to use it. Okay, clear, ma? Okay. And another thing is, whenever we are login, right? Whenever we are login correctly, so I want to do one more thing. Okay, and I want to do this one is important. Okay, paste the password. Okay. So I have logged in successfully, and now whenever I logged in, right? If you go to this inspect, I told you, right? There will be one header, right? What is a header? That authentication header will be coming from the backend. Let me log in and paste it, and username is this one. So whenever we are login successfully, I want to see that header, ma. See what is the header we are getting it, ma? Authorization header. So this one you have hard coded in the earlier, right? This we should not hard code that like that. Okay, we should get this header and store in our variable. Okay, store in our variable, and from there we'll get it from the where we are using this one, ma. Where we are using this one? We are using inside the interceptor. If you have done the interceptor class, right? You go to interceptor. Here you are getting it. Correct, right? Here you are hard coding, right? You should not hard code here. You should say user service dot get authorization token. Automatically you will get it here, and that token will be sending for the all the requests. Okay. So now we want to do that last step now. Okay. So suppose now what we want to do, now we are able to get the value. So what is the value we are able to get it? We are able to get whether we are able to log in or not. Everything we have done. Okay. So now finally, whenever I am logging in, we are getting only the data. By default, we are getting only the data. If you want to get the headers, we need to pass some additional object here. Okay. So we need to pass some additional objects here if you want to get the data. So let us see response type. You need to pass that additional header. So let us we will do that in the next time. So for now, how to do that? Everyone is clear, right? Okay, this is okay. File, okay, save. And next thing, what I want to do, there is a progressive web app, ma. Okay, what is the next concept, ma? Progressive web app. Progressive web app means so everyone know Trinits technology, right? Now we are able to install that as a like application, right? Either in the phone we can install, or in the mobile also we can install. Okay, anywhere we can install it. Okay, so let me close this one. Open it. The Trinits technologies, and I want to go to the desktop. Okay. So if you see, so there is an app I can install there, right? It is asking install the Trinits web like install, right? So whenever we can install, what will happen? This entire website will be installed like okay, like a one app. Even if you don't have the internet also, that will work fine. Okay, until internet is coming. So what this will do is, by default, they will catch the data. Catch the data means whatever the website you have it, right? Everything they will download to your local. And whenever you don't have internet, you will use that information. If you have internet, they will use that information. Okay. And other thing is, whenever we are reloading this page, see within the seconds, within the even not even a second, so it will take less than a second. Less than a second, this page is getting refreshed. This is because of that PWA only. Okay, so because all your data is available in your machine only. So that is the reason whenever you are loading, it is immediately getting the data. If you don't have this one, suppose if you go to our thing, right? So what is our okay? So if I'm going to reload, see if you go to see, you see it is trying to take some time because and we don't have this PWD capability. So that day I have given one link, right? What is the link I have given to you guys that day? Okay, so just to go to Trinits, just if you are following that link, automatically you can do that, okay? So if anybody followed that link, yeah. So this is the one, right? So you can read out. So very simple. Here, what you need to do once you are done our application, we need to install one new just one library. Okay. So that library called Angular PWA. Okay. So just to copy this Angular PWA. Okay. I'll go to my application. Okay. And just to stop the existing application, Control C and paste it and done. So ng add at Angular PWA. So what it will do, it will add one library. That's all, nothing. Okay. So once it is added, let us see what will happen. So do you want to yes and it will try to add it. So once it is done, yeah, it is successfully done by installing the packages. Once it is installed, we can see that. Okay. So there is some problem with the I think I will say Python course. So once you install it, automatically it will install this Angular PWA things. Okay. So let us. That's all. You don't need to do any additional step. That's all. If you just adding that library, so your application will be like a working like a PWD. So I can show you demo. Something is problem. Maybe you can try in your project. If it is giving any error, I'll work on it. Okay. Okay. Stop recording.